Yes, somebody has pissed me off enough to make another video. What's up, guys? Mike Deck is here. I'm making this video because I was recently showed this, and this is probably one of the dumbest videos I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm perfectly okay with you having your opinions about tiers and whatever, you know, big whoop, people don't like Smogon tiers. It's not a big deal. You hear it all the time. But at least have the correct information and intelligence in order to back up your opinions, and at least, you know, I had a great way to word this before, and now that I'm recording, I can't seem to do it. So that tends to be the story of my life. But anyway, so this, as much as I'm sure people would love to see me rip this man to shreds about his terrible opinion, I don't really want to do that. Surprisingly, it's gonna be more of an education video as to, I never thought I'd have to say this, as to why you can't really use double VGC logic to counteract to figure out what goes on singles, and basically why each Pokemon was banned. I know that there's a very large misconception about why Pokemon are banned, and I think a lot of people think that's because they can't die, which is just not the case. And if you really understood tiering, then you would really have more easy understanding of why this is the case. So let's just talk about. Do I want to go to his description and just? I'll do that when I talk about the banning, because this description is unbelievable. Okay, so let's talk about why you can't compare doubles to VGC, especially to singles. So I'll use the case of Mega Lucario. Suppose you have a Charizard on your side, a Charizard Y, and a Rotom W on your side of the field, and a Lucario and filler. Let's say a Moongus, doesn't really matter what the filler is. Something that's not really a threat on your opponent's side of the field. And here's the scenario. You know that and your Rotom's at like 50%. So you know that your Rotom is not going to survive a close combat from Lucario. It's impossible. But it's not really that big of a deal because, you know, if you don't need your Rotom, and let's say, you know, you have like a Gliscor or something in the back pocket, you could still switch out into the Gliscor, take the hit, and then proceed to KO the Lucario with Charizard Y. Or, you know, you can even Protect with Rotom if you have Protect. It's very uncommon in VGC, but because, you know, Citrus Berry. I guess some Rotoms have Protect in VGC. You can Protect, avoid the close combat, and proceed to KO it with Heat Wave. So in those kinds of scenarios, you know, Lucario is really not that big of a deal. In VGC, especially because it doesn't really have the spread moves that it really desires, and the it's a pretty good Pokemon in VGC, but you know, a lot of VGC Pokemon that tend to do very well are Pokemon that have very solid spread moves or niches that just help its overall team or Pokemon on the field as a whole, rather than just individually being solid as itself. I think the rare exception to things like Rotom and you know, Mega-Kangaskhan, but it's freaking Mega-Kangaskhan. And of course, Trick Room Pokemon too. Well, that's not true. Heatran, Eruption. But yeah, you know, basically, you know, things like that is where Mega Lucario isn't really that big of a deal. Now let's look at singles. Let's look at the same scenario where you have Lucario on the field and you have for 50% Rotom. You don't want to lose Rotom because let's say you need it to check something on the team. Let's say your opponent has a Talonflame and, you know, your Chesto Resto, you could bring it in, take 2 hits and rest, yada yada yada, and you want to save Rotom because it's still very valuable for you. Here's the thing. Let's say you don't really have a switch in now for this thing because you have to. Let's say you have a Charizard Y. You can't switch in on that thing because assume an entry hazards on the field. That's 50%, and entry hazards are a much bigger effect on singles than they are in doubles, especially VGC, and they're basically non-existent in VGC. So you have to deal with entry hazard damage. You have to deal with taking more hits than you would have to in VGC. The countering system in VGC is completely different from the countering system that you have to deal with in singles, because a counter is a Pokemon in VGC, counters, they don't really exist. It's kind of impossible to counter everything in the metagame just because you only get to bring 4 Pokemon. So really, it's, can your 4 Pokemon check, or at least the 6 Pokemon, can a combination of your 6 Pokemon at least check any possible 4 combination that they can possibly bring? And that's the mentality of VGC. But in singles, the checking, there's actual things as counters where they can switch in. They need to be able to switch in and take a hit, as well as be able to threaten them out. And Pokemon like Mega Lucario, they don't have counters. There really aren't, like, think of the versatility that this Pokemon has. You know, it can run mixed sets, it could do whatever the hell it wants, and it could just come in and just kill whatever the hell it wants. Adaptability is an amazing ability on this thing, and it's just unbelievable power that comes out of this thing. And there aren't that many Pokemon that can switch in on the versatile move pool that Lucario has and survive. Yeah, it's revenge killable, but you have to lose a Pokemon in order to revenge kill. And what happens if you need that Pokemon to check something else into your opponent's team? It's very difficult. Like, it's not like, be honest, like, it's very difficult to play against it. And we have no problem using it. I look at Shake It Up, like, he'll use it all day. He'll use every single cheap thing he can. But I mean, like, that's the thing. Like, in order for it to increase the versatility of the metagame, you know, we don't want everything to be the same. You don't want a team to be, hey, you need to have X check, X check, X check, X check, X check, and X check to bring in, and teams are gonna be limited that way. So yeah. So please stop making any comparisons of VGC to singles. It's really uncomparable, and yeah. Citrus Berry is a terrible item in singles. It's basically it too. I was looking at a video. I looked at his channel, and he has a Citrus Berry wall, or it's like a setup Pokemon, and that makes no sense because that means that you're good for 5 turns that you're in with that Pokemon, and then basically leftovers would have been better. So and especially because it's like a Calm Mind. It was like Calm Mind. The set was terrible itself. It was Calm Mind, Iron Defense, Draining Kiss, Substitute, I think, Klefki. And in theory, that sounds okay. You know, you got a recovery move, but not with Citrus Berry. Like, yeah, you get 1 good recovery, but then that's it. And then, you know, what do you set up on? Especially, you know, unaware Pokemon. You know, if you waste your sub, you got to do it again after you know? So, it just doesn't make too much sense to me. Anyway, ranting aside, let's move on to why each Pokemon was banned. Okay, so he is strong but is too frail to be unstoppable. You don't understand how offense works, okay? Yeah, in a situation where all your Pokemon are at full HP, sure, he's strong, but he's too frail to be unstoppable. But let's say it's about 20 turns in. Entry hazards are on the field. Your Pokemon have taken some damage. This thing becomes a huge threat. A huge threat. And it doesn't have counters. It has no counters. For competitive, by allowing strong Pokemon, there's more dynamic competitive play. No, that's not true. By allowing strong Pokemon, it restricts team building. It absolutely restricts team building. Let's look at Mega Blaziken. It was basically, you have to bring a Mega Blaziken check, and probably an unaware Pokemon, because it can Baton Pass to whatever the hell it wants out its boost. So, or something that can just handle something else. Like, it's stupid. It's basically you have to run Azumarill on some other filler to counter stupidly strong, physically attacking Pokemon, or you're dead. And even cases like that, you can still die. Like, so let's go why Blaziken was banned. Okay, so think of it this way. You have to run Azumarill if you're not running a Blaziken. It's just you don't have a choice. Otherwise, you're just you basically just auto-lose at that point. So, let's say, yeah, you can handle the Blaziken, right? Yeah, Blaziken's not a big deal. You got it down to about, like, what, 50%. And, you know, you have your water Pokemon. It's not, you have Pokemon that can't KO. You're going to bring it in. You're going to beat it. But wait. Oh, it can Baton Pass. Yeah, that's where this thing goes to bullshit. It's stupidly strong by itself because it could actually switch just Flare Blitz, even Fire Punch and High Jump Kick. Fire Punch is terrible on it. Flare Blitz is better. It could take out about half your team, and then it basically just opens up for... It either could take out half your team and then open up a hole for something else to sweep or clean it, or it could just wait till the end and just clean up your team. It's an amazing endgame sweeper, it's an amazing wall breaker because of Swords Dance, and it Baton Passes. If it does see something doesn't like it, just okay, I'm at +2. All right, cool. I'm just gonna Baton Pass out to something that can break this and probably most of your team now. So great, like seriously, no one wants to play that. It's just stupid because it means that okay, you have to bring Azumarill. You gotta bring some other, and then that's it. Like every team has to have an Azumarill basically, which is what it was. It was every good team back when Actually, I don't even think. Yeah, Blaziken wasn't even allowed after the first shift. So I mean, every team would have to have an Azumarill. It makes sense. The only reason that we weren't happy with that ban, in fact, the last Mogonites up in Inside Scoop were not happy with the ban, but that was just because we didn't know it was happening. Like, I'm sure at the end of the day we would have banned it anyway, but yeah, that's why Blaziken was banned. It's not because it's frail, it's because of what it could do. Pokemon don't need to take hits in order to be stupidly strong, okay? There are very few. There are walls that there is a wall cause. You know, like if it's too like a wall, most of the metagame it'd probably be banned. You know, I'm sure if Giratina was an OU, that's the reason why it'd be banned. But it's banned from like a sleeper mentality where it could just take out everything. It's not about being frail. It's not about taking hits. It doesn't need. No one cares about if it can take a hit or not. It's about the fact that it could just kill you, no matter what. So. That's why Blaziken was banned. Same thing with Deoxys attack. Like, yeah, it's stupidly frail. It has 20 base defense, but it has 180 fucking base attack that just kills you. So, left now, this was a controversial one. I actually was all for this. I made a team that pretty much... Actually, let's do this. Let's go to... Oh. You didn't see, if you're watching my video, you did not see that thread. Let's go into, where's the team? Rate my team, 6th Gen OU, and this is the reason why Mega-Kangaskhan was banned. Oh wait, did they accept? Oh. Huh. I guess they disaccepted the other teams. Okay, so... This is why Mega-Gengar was banned. So, Mega-Gengar is not banned because of the fact they can sweep teams. 130, it's ungodly strong, but that's not the reason why it was banned. The reason why it was banned is because of the utility idea. Whereas, if you run a certain set, it basically could pick off whatever the hell it wants. Whatever the hell it wants. Which opens up room for your team. Which means it's the best utility Pokemon ever. Don't tell me it's not, because it is. Okay? Tell me one Pokemon that you could say, oh, my team doesn't like Skarmory. Oh, I could just throw in Mega-Gengar with Thunderbolt, trap it, and kill it. Yeah, you're going to say... okay, yeah. But Magnezone can do that too. Next scenario. I don't like Jirachi. I'm going to one-hit KO it with Mega-Gengar and trap it so it leaves me, so I can my team does better. I don't like fairy types. I'm running a Dragmag team. Oh, I can run Mega-Gengar with Sludge Bomb. Yeah. Something walls my team, but it usually doesn't have that much attack. I don't like Mega Venusaur. You want to know why Mega Venusaur started running Earthquake? I can run Mega-Gengar and Destiny Bond it. Yeah. Or not even just Destiny Bond. I can run Mega-Gengar and Perish Trap it. And that's the thing, you can even run Destiny Bond. So once you take out one Pokemon, if a Pokemon's slower than it, that's 2. 2 out the door. So, yeah, it's the best utility Pokemon in the freaking world. That's why it was banned. Nothing to do with power. You want to check out this thread? It's Gas Pedal. This is actually one of the very only teams I made. Ever, actually. I don't really build teams, but... because I'm pretty shitty at it, but... yeah, this one's stupid. Very, very stupid. My team did not like Gliscor, so because I wasn't running Ice Punch. Yeah, here, this is what I was trying to, with Destiny Bond, this is what I was aiming to get rid of. Gliscor, Skarmory, Landorus Therian, Tentacruel, Hippowdon, Bronzong, and any common physical wall, really. This thing takes out. Best utility Pokemon ever. By the way, sorry if I'm sniffling a lot. I just had surgery and nothing serious. And so I've just been having trouble breathing. So that's it. Why? Anyway, Mega-Kangaskhan. Really? Really? You're really complaining about Mega-Kangaskhan? This is fucking hilarious. I understand this one because people don't understand why it was banned, really. They think it's because they throw out things it's too powerful. It's nothing to do with power. This one, we didn't ban Mega Blaziken. We banned Blaziken. Okay? We were gonna ban we banned Blaziken. So, first off, know your shit. Blaziken's not know you either. Because Blaziken itself is stupidly strong. We don't give a shit about Mega Blaziken. We banned Blaziken. Right? Also, oh, I didn't even see that. Ha! So... now, why was Kangaskhan banned? Same thing. What the hell switches in on this thing? Tell me one Pokemon switches in on this thing. I'll name a set that beats it. People are actually starting to run Fire Blast to counteract... I think the only thing that reliably switches in on a Mega... that it can't kill it, but it puts down enough for it to be revenge killed... is the Rocky Helmet Rough Skin Garchomp with max defense. But it can't kill it. So tell me one Pokemon that switches in. I'll tell you what, Verlisify, if you watch my fucking video, put in the comments one Pokemon that can switch in to Kangaskhan. That switches in and can live. And I will name you a set that counters it. Or that is not 2-hit KO'd and outsped. So, yeah. And it can easily get an easy Swords Dance and do damage. Goes in on Tyrant. And, you know, it doesn't even need to... so, the best thing is, it doesn't need to Mega Evolve. Like, people think that you need to Mega Evolve first turn. And it's like, oh, he's got a Kangaskhan. I'm going to switch in my Gengar because he's going to Mega Evolve. I don't have to. I can just stay scrappy and just kill you with return. So, yeah. This thing has no switch-ins. Like, if you're a smart Kangaskhan player, you will destroy most of your opponents. In fact, you can just slap a Kangaskhan on any team and just beat about 90% of the teams that are made. Let's talk about why... so, let's now talk about why Pokemon are banned. Yeah, so I guess now we can say why Pokemon are banned. It's about creating a healthier metagame. We have no problem using these things. We have no problem playing against them. But it destroys any sort of diversity. And, you know, usually having these Pokemon mean that you're forced to restrict team building and every team looks the same and it's just boring. Who wants to play a game where every single team is running Mega-Kangaskhan? Every single team is running Mega-Kangaskhan. It's stupid. Or when you're running, when there's a threat of when you're running Stall, you know, you gotta run Shed Shell, which is the worst freaking item in the world, to get rid of, to be okay with Mega-Gengar. I'm sure I don't want to do that. We have no I have no problem playing against it. I have no problem playing against it. But it just destroys versatility. It absolutely destroys versatility. Because the good players know if they want to win, they'll just use this, this, and this. And Genesect is just that Pokemon that... And usually, you know, these Pokemon run risks if you use them. There is no downside to using Mega-Kangaskhan. There's no downside to using Mega Lucario. There's no downside to using, you know, don't even fucking Charizard. Charizard's stupid as hell too. I think that's gonna be the next suspect. I'm sure I'm gonna get shit for that, but think about it. You have Charizard, right? And you don't know what set it is, right? You know, you never know what set of Pokemon's running, but at least you know like what it does. You can't do that with Charizard Y, because let's say you expect Charizard Y, you bring in a special wall. Oh wait, it's X and kills you. And there's no way to know. There is no way to know what set it's running. It's impossible. So, yeah. I don't know about banning Charizard as a whole, but I think that you can't get rid of one. Because that's just stupid. Because I don't think that... Well, Y is stupidly good. They're both stupidly good. The only thing is that they're... Well, yeah, X isn't... There's only 2 types. I don't know. It's stupidly good. I have no problem. Like, once you know what set it is, it's not too bad. But the process of figuring out what set it is miserable. Because you could potentially lose a Pokemon. Unless you're running Mandibuzz. But even then, I have a friend who made a set that fucks that up. So, yeah. And Genesect deserves to be banned. I know people didn't want it banned. And these are not, it's not the tiers doing it. It's a community. People are voting on it. If you actually knew, let's go to the thread. People voted on this. In fact, I actually wanted Deoxys-A to be banned more than I wanted Genesect to be banned. But I'm okay with Genesect being banned. Because easiest hazards of your life are for Genesect. How long have I been ranting for? 22 minutes. Wow. I wonder if people are going to watch this video after they see it's 22 minutes long. But yeah. I guess anyway, the point of this video is, dude, please stop talking about Smogon. You really have no fucking clue what's going on. You don't even know anything about singles as it is. So, like, if you played singles and you had these reasonable arguments, like, all you're saying is you think that the banning of the Pokemon is ruining the metagame. Say why they shouldn't be banned, other than he's strong but too frail to be unstoppable. If you name Pokemon, if you name actual aspects of it, that's why he shouldn't be banned. That's not an aspect. That's one sentence, and it's not even true. It's not. Sweepers don't care about taking hits. Sweepers do damage. If you name reasons why sweepers do not have the ability to sweep through the entire metagame, which you can't because Lucario does, then that's a legitimate reason for it not to be banned. This is not a legitimate reason for it to not be banned. You can't even spell 2 right. Come on, there's 2 O's, man. You just even look more fucking retarded. Ugh. Don't bash, don't bash, don't bash. Don't bash, don't bash. Okay. It's not about Mega Pokemon. There are Mega Pokemon that suck. Okay? But it's much easier to ban the Mega when the Mega is the problem than banning Lucario. Because you could still use Lucario. I thought that makes fucking sense. But obviously it doesn't. So, because Kangaskhan's not broken, who gives a shit about Kangaskhan? Mega-Kangaskhan is broken. But we're not going to ban Kangaskhan. That's stupid. Mega Stones are actually the one time where we can actually ban a certain aspect of the Pokemon without banning the entire thing where it's not broken. That's why we banned Blaziken, because the whole fucking Pokemon is broken. Not just Mega Blaziken. You fucking idiot. Jeez. I hope this counts as a counteraction to something to explain to you, because your explanation was garbage to begin with. And Mega Pokemon aren't broken, only certain ones are. Because they're broken. Just because they're Mega doesn't change anything. They're not going to ban Mega Metric. It's not broken. Genesect, yeah. It goes on any fucking team. Any team. And it's okay. There's no downsides usually slapping Genesect on a team. It's boring team building. Every team has Genesect. Big fucking whoop. Okay, I'm done. Peace out, guys. Mike Deck is out of here. Yeah, bye.